Alright, hello YouTube, once again, Pegleglarry here. Today, I mentioned yesterday in my previous video that I was going to show you a computer. So, here I have a simple 4-bit binary calculator. How this works is, see, you have 1, 2, and then it doubles to 4, and then it doubles again to 8, which is how you count binary. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, etc. if I was going to make it any bigger. But this is a simple 4-bit computer here. So as you see right now, none of the levers are pulled, which means the answer is 0. So it's displaying a 0 on my 7-segment display here. So let's add some numbers just to show you it works. Let's add 4 and 2. So the answer should come out as 6. And there you go, 6. As you can see, it's quite fast. Not much delay at all. So if I were to make it 7, it's going to change to 7. See there? This works. There's 15 combinations, so as a 4-bit computer, this would go to, well, 15, obviously. So if you pull all the levers, it would say 15. See? So it'll add any combination of these correctly. 11, and so forth. So let me show you a little bit of how it works. Cut it all off first. Alright. Yeah, it's a pretty fast computer. I'm happy with it. So this is a super simple control panel. I didn't want to get any fancy with this. I'll show you something better later. But so it comes back, and these are all equally delayed. Like, this doesn't seem necessary, but it's so that they all have the same delay, so we don't get numbers popping up at the wrong times. But anyway, this is a decimal decoder right here. Pretty much what this does. I have it labeled for what the numbers are, but there's 15 of these. Well, 16, I guess. No, there's still 15. Anyway, it goes 0 all the way to 15, so there are 16. And how this works is on binary, of course. This is the 1, the 2, the 4, the 8. So when nothing is pulled, as you see, all the levers from back there were not pulled, the 0 is true, which is represented by this torch. And if I were to go pull any other levers, or the power to these, let's say we want the 8 to be true. So then if it came down here to 8, which is this one, as you can see, it's 8, 8. The 8 is true, and nothing else is true. And this works the same for any combination of these. I'm not going to go into detail of how this works. If you want a tutorial, just mention it in the description and I'll think about it. It's not incredibly complicated, but if you don't understand binary, it's going to be very difficult for you. Anyway, so as you come over here, you see this little bit here. So we have over there, or control panel, which is over here, decimal decoder, into my 7-segment decoder. Now, what this does, it's pretty simple. So, you see the 0 is active. So I take the output from my 0 line and I send it into my my 7-segment decoder. And all this does is I invert the power here, so this is off, which activates these torches. And these torches activate the control lines, which go to the display, the 7-segment display. And depending on which torches I have active, depends on which segment of my display is going to light up. So, for instance, these two right here would make 1 if I only had these two, or as this one says, 1. This is the 1 line. So that'd be the top right and the bottom right, which I have all labeled here. Bottom right, top right. So that makes 1. And except this is 0, so we have all the torches lit up except for the center middle line, which is what that should say, middle center, yes. Anyway, so that's pretty much how it works, and I have more labels here just so I don't do too many or too few, whatever. Anyway, and there's also 16 of these. When you get into the tens, like this should be 10 right here. 10. You have to do the second side, because you see over here, because these are all single-digit numbers at this point. They don't need any redstone over here, because none of this will be active. It'll just be off. Then as you get to 10, it'll say, that's 1 right there. So it would say 1, 0, which is 10. And it continues all the way to 15. So, that's the 7-segment decoder. So that's control panel, decimal decoder, which goes into 7-segment decoder, which then goes into the display. Now, the display is probably the most complicated part of this, or at least it looks the most complicated. What's going on here is behind this would be the lamp that you would see. But, so let's just take what's on right here. Now these, as you'll see, these are inverted. These lines right here are inverted, and these lines are not. And it's the same for the other side. 2 inverted, 3 not, 2 inverted, 2 inverted, 3 not, 2 inverted. And what this does is these 3 lines in the middle are the centerpieces. And because the way we have the centerpieces wired up, as you can see here, if they weren't inverted, torches would be on, which would mean they'd be on. And we don't want them on. It'd be, well, actually, right now, they're supposed to be on. So it is on the other side. Like if I were to come over here, it's got this says 0, so that one would be on. But anyway, it's quite simple. I mean, there's no real set way of doing this here. It's just pretty much get your lines to the right areas without interfering with another line. As you can see here, like I've got this block. Let me get some wool here. I've got this block here to block. See, those would connect if I didn't have that block there, so that's just blocking circuits and crosstalk. We don't want that. But anyway, it's the same setup over here, basically. Yeah, anyway, so that is a simple 4-bit computer. But you know, I decided that's not impressive enough. I mean, doesn't that just look kind of wimpy? I mean, if you're telling someone you're building a calculator computer, you want it to be impressive. So I figured I'd ramp it up a little bit. So let me come over here, and I'm going to show you a fully functional 8-bit computer. Alright. So you see I have a little more advanced control panel in here. So right now it's off. Right now it only goes up to 63 is the max because I haven't finished the 7-segment decoder in the back just because it's so tedious. But pretty much it's the same thing. It would just continue. It's really monotonous, but it's modular, so I mean it's really easy to do. I'll finish it eventually, but it goes up to 63 right now. The maximum for this particular computer would be 99, even though with 8 bits you can go up to 256, but the maximum for a 2-digit display is 99. I could make it a 3-digit display, but I just didn't feel like it, so we have a 2-digit display which will go up to 99. Now let me cut it. Well, in here I have some instructions about how it works. Welcome to the computer. Read below. Turn the on-off switch to on. So start the computer. The computer should read 0, and it does. The computer, it adds numbers together for each lever you pull. It gives you a digital answer display, for example. If I pull lever 2 and lever 1, the computer will output 3. So let's do that really fast. 2, 1. Computer outputs 3. So it's working. So have fun. And this is obviously by me. The idea is not by me. I don't claim credit for inventing this or whatever. I've just made it my own way, I guess. Anyway, so this computer, it pretty much does the same thing. It's just much larger. So it currently goes to the 63. So let's add, say, 32 and 16. Now this computer, because it is 8-bit, is a good bit slower than my other computer, and the reason, well, actually, it's the same speed. Here, let me show you. It's the same speed as the other one, up to 15, which will be this. So this will say 15, and it's pretty fast from here. The problem is, as you go higher numbers, it involves more and more repeaters, which slows it down, obviously. So, like, if I were to do 32 and 8, it's going to take a bit of time. And there it goes, 40. So, pretty, I mean, it only adds right now. It's just a demonstration, really. We'll do that. Let's see what that comes out as. And the answer is 56, as you can see. So, it's all correct. I've checked every single letter all the way up to 63. That's where it goes right now. So let me show you the redstone outside. Now, this is 8-bit, so it's far more complex than my 4-bit over there. Let me give you... Interesting. That was strange. So to give you a reference, 4-bit computer, 8-bit computer, and this is an incomplete one like that. Now, you may say that looks strange. I'll get over there in a minute. But anyway, this is my these display lines, and this is quite simple. And that right there goes around to the on-off switch. And because I'm only going up to 99, the on-off switch is on the 128 line. And because we won't go that high, and the decoder won't output anything, and the 0 will be false, so it'll just be off. It won't show anything. If you understand that. And it's inverted so that when I activate this, it just looks better inside with the way the lever's pulled. Anyway, so simple. It comes out. The the levers are behind the decorated blocks here. Activates the lines, and they go out. Equal number of repeaters. That's important. So these all have the same amount of repeaters. As they come out, come over here, and this looks interesting, I guess, to some people, but basically I'm just pulling the lines over each other so they're in the right order. This is the exact same thing I showed you over there. I have it labeled here. Decimal to 7-segment decoder. Exact same thing, it's just much, much larger. For one, my last one was only 4 bits wide. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. But on this one it's 8. So 8 bits wide. Anyway, and it works the same way, counting in binary. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So that's for 8 bits. And then we will have each of these labeled. And it goes all the way down. There's your 15, and it goes up a level using a, I don't really think there's a name for this. It's not, obviously I'm not a professional here, I'm just making it work. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing this, but I'll call this the Pegleglarry bend. I'm sure some other people have it, but I'll just for fun call it the Pegleglarry bend. But anyway, this goes around and pulls all the lines up the second level. This thing keeps going, some 16 all the way down here. 31, another one, another Pegleglarry bend. 32, and so forth, all in binary, of course. 47 up, 48 all the way down, and this would continue all the way up to whatever your final number would be, either 99 or 256, depending on how big your computer is. These are the outputs. Alright, so It's all color coded. Red is my decimal decoder. Blue is the 7-segment decoder, and yellow is the 7-segment decoder to display lines. And those are very important. Anyway, so this is the typical. It's all labeled 7-segment decoder, and it's the same thing as over there. It's just multi-leveled now. Now, you don't have to do it multi-leveled. I mean, most people would probably just extend this straight out, but I didn't want to take up too much room here, so I decided to make mine vertical. You don't have to. I just think it's the better option. I don't like building way out, because it could eventually cause problems with your redstone if the world doesn't load in that point. Anyway, it's just better for me to build up other than out. So I'll take space. So anyway, here's your typical lines, the 7-segment decoder, and another Pegleglarry bins here, real simple. These are the display lines. So these go all the way through, and when these torches activate, it powers that line, and it goes back to the 7-segment display, which is over here. So pretty much this is the same thing all the way up, floors upon floor upon floor upon floor upon floor. Anyway, it's not even finished yet. It's pretty close though. But yeah, that's a tangled mess of redstone. So anyway, there is my much larger 7-segment decoder and command lines as they come through. This is exactly the same as over here. 2, 3, 2, and then same for the next digit. 2, 3, 2. It's all labeled for you. 7-segment decoder. And it comes over to my display, which is the exact same. Nothing changes here. And that's about it. And this will pretty fast computer. It's I think it does pretty well. Anyway, it has an on-off switch and everything. So yes, that is a 4-bit and an 8-bit computer calculator. These are only adding calculators, just for the sake of simplicity. I'm showing you guys you're much more likely to understand a adding calculator. Anyway, so that's that. For my next episode, I think I'll be doing music. So music in Minecraft. So stick around and subscribe, rate, comment, and we'll keep making more videos. So yeah, have fun.